Good morning, Scopers. It's Garry Mclachlan here from Toronto, Canada. We're going to be talking about the 5 key elements to making it big with your home business, network marketing, and direct sales business. Just listening to a little Johnny Cash this morning. Excellent. Anyways, I'm going to be I'm going to be sharing with you 5 key tips and 5 big strategies to overcome, I think, the big problems that you get inside your home business. Listen, I've been working from home for the last 7 years. I walked away from a 6-figure corporate job, and we actually replaced our income online following a system that I'm going to actually share with you guys as well too. This is a long, hard journey. I got to tell you, there was times where it was struggling. So I wish I had these 5 key elements told to me when I actually got started as well too. So I'm just going to flip this camera around. Sophia, how are you? Join 2001. Let me go and just put this around here. How are you? How are you? Good to see you, everybody. Just having a little coffee. Had a little Johnny Cash going on this morning. Going to Jackson. Not usually a country music song lover, but you know what? It was a pretty cool song. So I'm just going to wait for a few more people to come in here. And I'm going to share with you this morning 5 key elements to making it big with your home business, network marketing, and direct sales business. I'm super excited because, things have been exploding going on right now inside our business. And Sophia, is this Sophia Philippi? Great to meet you. How are you? So I'm going to be sharing with you 5 key tips that are going on in, hey, it's Sandra. How are you? 5 key elements to make it big with your home business, your network marketing, or your direct sales business. Truth is, a lot of people get into this business because they want to escape the rat race. People want to escape the rat race and they wanted to live life on their own terms. For me, I got inspired by a book, and it was this book right here. It's called The 4-Hour Workweek. The 4-Hour Workweek was written by a guy named Timothy Ferriss, and it's one of my go-to books. I've been listening to the audio again. I probably read it, more than 10 times, and I always pick up new things because it opened up my eyes to the concept of being able to live a lifestyle now, not delayed things like that. It's Miss Candace Box. How are you, dear? It's great to see you. Aloha from, I guess from Toronto to there as well too. I think Sheena's going to be down there in a couple days. I was just hanging out with Aloha. Amazing gal. Make sure that you're following her. I was doing some scopes this morning on the AFM team, and I was talking about people sacrificing their happiness for uncertainty. And uncertainty is those things that creep up into our minds. And that's something that happens to a lot of home business owners. They're uncertain about the steps that they need to take. And, sometimes we can get blinded, we can get distracted, we can get a ton of things that happen to us on a regular basis. I've got 2 kids. I'll tell you, my life is pretty darn busy with them. Because, when you're taking care of somebody else, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with that. And then trying to manage a business at the same time. So when I read this book, it opened up to my idea, it opened up the concept of vacation distracts. Yes, it does. And, the thing is, it opened up my mind to the ability to compound time using the internet. I left a 6-figure corporate job. I was burning the candle at both ends. We had 2 kids back to back. And all I wanted to do was be a participant in their life. And like most people that were caught in that same thing, they were trapped in that time vortex of like, what do I do? For me, get an MBA. It was going to cost $100,000. And it was going to take 2 years of my life. It was going to take time and investment. But then what? What was the outcome of that going to be? For when I started looking here in Canada, the average salary increase for an MBA grad was an extra $1,200 per month. Now, at the time, I was paying more in income tax than my wife made gross per year on my job. So I was at the highest tax bracket. So that extra $1,200, what was the average salary increase for an MBA grad, meant that I'd probably be taking home maybe about $500, maybe $600 if I'm lucky. So an extra $100 and some odd per week. I thought to myself, is that completely worth it, spending $100,000 into something like that, investing all that time? But then realizing that in the corporate world, you got a giant target on you all the time. The more you make, guess what? You're the first one to go. So there's that fear of loss that was in my head all the time. That's a lot, right? It's totally a lot. And, what led me into, my passion was martial arts. I've been a martial artist since I grew up. Just a guy who grew up on a farm, wanted to be a ninja. That's why some call me the farming ninja. Is that Miss Nicole Hawk? Oh my God, I'm so lucky. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And, the thing was, I wanted to pursue my passions. Good morning, Nicole. Just having my morning Java. Got a bit of a cold. It's getting cold here in Toronto. I know it's probably the same in Detroit as well, too, for you. Not for Candace, though. She gets to sit in the sun all day, right? Hello, darling. It's always best to see your smile every day. So, what we're talking about is the 5 key elements to making it big in whatever it is that you're doing. A lot of people get into a home business because they want freedom. They want lifestyle. They want choices. They want to be able to work on their own terms. Much like yeah, it's super cold here. It's so hot. I know Candace is rubbing it in. I know when Sheena gets down there, she's going to be rubbing it in all day long going, look at me, I'm on the beach. And I'm going, yeah, it's snowing here. But, it was the concepts in here that we're talking about, really opening up the idea of being completely time-free. Working to live instead of living to work, right? Aww. Always love the smiles. And thank you very much for all those hearts, guys, as well, too. True, I'll be there with her. I know. I think you're picking her up, aren't you? So, the things I've learned over these last few years, I went through a lot of struggle. I was building websites. I got into network marketing companies because it found like it was synergistic with what I was doing. So I was teaching martial arts. So I found a really good, nutritional supplement that I really loved. And it showed me that I could make $100,000 a year doing this. Now, little did I realize that there was work involved. There was promotional work and things like that. My buddy Joe had this great email the other day about, how, magicians that, can do levitation illusions. It's not all about the trick. It's more about the promotion and the stuff like that in there. And it was a great little point that it made because a lot of us, when we look at home businesses, we're tainted because we've either had failures in the past or we have an impression of what it is and what it isn't without really understanding what it's not and what it is. For me, I started looking at different ways that I could, use this, using concepts in this book. This book was about, okay, well, the big thing with online or network marketing, if I'm proud of the product and I like the product and I want to consume the product for my own well-being and I want to be able to, benefit from referring to others, why not? So how do I do it in a big way? And this is where I got into this whole discovery of like online marketing. I got to tell you, for years, while my kids were sleeping, my wife can attest to this, I stayed up late at night and I was sitting on webinars. I was going in there. Go for your run, girl. Proud of you. You know what? You're busting it out as well too. Keeping active every day was one of those big 5 F's in our into successful life: faith, family, friends, fitness, finance. Like my buddy Chris Record always says. I appreciate you, Candace, and I appreciate all those hearts. You're amazing. Make sure that you follow her. Just leave a last comment so people can follow you as well too, Candace, because amazing woman that's inspiring women out there to overcome problems and things like that. She's a life coach as well too. I know Nicole, if you're watching this as well too, you two should connect. She's a great, great girl. There she is right there. So tap on her profile. Make sure that you're following her. Wonderful heart, and she's got an amazing cause out there that I think any woman out there that is definitely going to resonate with her as well too. And so that's the whole story of really how it came to be and how I got into working online. Online to me was being able to produce results en masse and putting as minimal amount of time in there, being able to earn more per hour than I would be able to in less time. And that was a big thing for me, because how could I compound my earning potential online from home in my own hours? When you got multiple kids and you got to pick up kids for schools, you got activities, you got appointments, you got all these things going on. I don't know how parents do it. When you got 2 full-time jobs, you need to be able to bring in that kind of income. But for me, just bringing in maybe an extra $5,000 a month was really the goal that I wanted. I just wanted to be able to know how I could do that. So here's 5 things that we had to master. 5 things that we had to master. And it doesn't matter whatever business that you're in, but the first thing is unlocking the secrets to selling and sponsoring or whatever it is you're doing. So if you're in a home business, you have to learn how to sponsor people. And sponsoring is a process. It's a process of people getting to know you, building rapport, like, and trust. This is a people business. You're investing in people, and people build your business with you. So I always like to build with team members. I'll tell you what kept me through this, through all the darkest patches of my life, was having people like our 8FM crew, like my good friends, my team members, like Sheena, like my buddy Dr. Steve, like many people out there that, we could actually sit down and say, listen, what works, what doesn't, and we could actually collaborate ideas. And we started to produce bigger results. Sometimes we get in our own way. And number 2 was mastering your inner game and your beliefs and your attitudes. We're action based on what we think. What we think is really what, we do, because it's what we believe in. And sometimes, there's a concept in this book again. It talks about you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know what you don't know, if you make an impression about something before you really understand it, well then, how could you honestly give it the feedback that, it has? So sometimes we got to master our inner game and understand that our actions produce our results. So if we're negative and things like that, it's because we're putting negative things in there. So I practice mindset. I practice reading, listening, and participating each and every day. You believe, you start to begin to understand things at a much greater level. Not only that, it affects the 5 components of your life and your success. Your faith, your family, your finances, your friends, your fitness, and your finances. Because what you believe is what you're getting. If you're believing in lack, well, that's what's happening with it. There's lack. Number 3, what I've learned is that you got to tap into systems. Use systems to leverage and compound your time. Again, a concept that was actually implemented in this book. You follow a proven system to build rapport extremely fast. You use systems to be able to pre-qualify. It's like, I like watching some of those reality shows like Bering Sea Gold, and they get the panning for gold, and they're sifting for gold, and they're like, these guys are going in there, they're going stir crazy because they want to be able to get as much. And then they go to the extent where they're actually doing it on the sea, and they're digging it with these cranes and dumping it in, and they got these elaborate machines because they want to find ounces of gold. So they're putting tons and tons of gravel in there to find that. But you have to use systems to do that. In a home business, I was doing home meetings, 3-way calls, and things like that. It was catching me up in the time vortex, not freeing me from the job that I wanted to do. Because my result, I wanted to actually create an income, something that sustained me, something that was greater than or equal to what I was making before, but doing it in less time. And having it work for me instead of me working for it, me being the operator and the CEO of my own life. So you use systems to do this, to pre-qualify, not prejudge, but to pre-qualify people through a system. Not everything you're going to, everybody is going to get in at any time. And it's not necessarily for everybody. But that's why you use systems. It's the same thing as like I got 150 leads yesterday. While I was out meeting with my friends and things like that, I did nothing to get these leads, but they came in, watched my video, and I had 2 people join me. And it's that simple that when you understand this process, is that you can do that. And there's 3 steps to building rapport. It's uncover your prospects' problems, and guide your prospects to a solution, and create value with everything you do. So one of my models is to build a blog. I've used a blog to do that. But it's also part of my business that I actually can generate residuals by promoting the same system I'm using. I use the systems, and I always got into it because I was using the systems to build my brand, to build my multiple streams of income, build my web properties off of. It was a tool I needed. Anyways, why not, double dip and then compound your time? Again, a concept that was in this book. Number 4 is that you need to uncover and connect with core desires of what people are really looking for. There's two things. You got to lead by example, which means that you got to be a product of the product. There's no other way around it. Nobody's going to believe in you if you're not believing in what you're doing. Nobody's going to join somebody that's just sort of tiptoeing into something. You sometimes got to go all in, and you got to have that uncertainty factor of what's happening and where is it going to go. And number two, you got to get in touch with the core desires of your target audience, having the right people focusing on the right things and focusing in on the things that they're having the biggest problem with. If you're just telling people to join or buy your products without finding out what they want, why they want it, and how much money they have to do it, you've missed out the opportunity to really sell things. So there's an art to all of this as well too. And this applies to anything and everything. And I'll tell you folks, online is just getting bigger. It's trillions and trillions of dollars being spent every day. So, if you're not doing it, you're missing out on something. But here's the good news. You can always start at any time to get going. You could start today and make this the day that you actually say, hey, listen, I'm going to follow a system and things like that. In a minute, I'm going to share with you how to do that. Number 5, and this is the final thing that you really need to be able to make a big step in your business, is to paint your future vision, commit, and pursue it relentlessly. Making sure that you're setting out a big intention, a goal that you want to achieve, whether it's, I want to build my dream house. One of my big dreams, I want to build this giant house. And I can see this house every day when I actually wake up. Now, we have properties that we've invested in. We rent them out. We have children as well, too. But this house that I'm dreaming of, it's on the lake. It's got one of those big back walls, and it's just all windows. And we've got these multi-storied things, big open concept. We've got this beautiful lake that we look out to, and we've got a dock, and we've got jet skis, and we got a few things. But this is a great place where I get to sit and hang out with some of my closest friends in the world and, build businesses and build relationships and to mastermind. Because it's about the group of people that you work with that really comes down to it. It's like the people that you're following, because in a home business, it's all about leaders who teach other leaders how to teach. I think it was Brig Hart, one of my all-time mentors, that taught me that. But you have to create your own vision, and you got to paint that vision, and you got to commit to it and pursue it relentlessly. Since you're never going to be perfect anyways, you might as well just take action whenever you decide. Because top producers don't worry about being perfect. They take action, and they adjust their actions with feedback and new information. It's like the scope I was talking about yesterday. And again, it was a concept out of the 4-hour work week. And Timothy talked about that. He says, are you sacrificing happiness for uncertainty? People in home business tiptoe in because they're uncertain whether their outcome is, because their belief is still skeptic, or it's still, does it work, does it not? Well, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You got to be able to believe that you can do it. That was, I think, one of the things that I did. I had this solid reason why I wanted to do it. I wanted to be free. I wanted to be around my kids. I wanted to be a participant in their life. I'm fortunate enough that I have been because of the decisions that I made, because decisions are like muscles. The more you make, the stronger you get. And I made an intention to do whatever it takes to do that. And then I saw that there was results. I got down to see people that were actually producing things. I realized that it is real, and that these people were no different than me. I've been on the other side, watched somebody say the same things and go, really? How? And it was just by looking at that, realizing that I've been given gifts to dream. Everybody has. Why not go for it? Go for it, but it's up to you on how you want to be able to get there. It starts with a little inspiration, right? Like something like this that sort of gave me ideas, and then I was looking for the right system, the right vehicle to do it. I'm proud to say, in the last 4 years, I've been in the right one. It's taught me everything I know about online marketing. It's helped me to generate, the income that I needed. It's helped me to build the life I needed, the freedom model, around the concepts that were in this book. And it allowed me to be able to tap into the tools that I needed to get the job done, which is, the most important things. We get caught up because everybody has to understand is that a business is a business. If you've got a home business, you have to understand is that your business is going to have overhead. Your business is going to have cost associated to it to make that. Everybody needs money to make money. Most people are like, well, I'm not going to do it. The good thing is that it's usually low barrier to entry to get into a home business. But the bad news is also, because it's a low barrier, a lot of people will just give it up because they're afraid to take the risk they need to do to produce the results they want. Me, I just said, like, if somebody else is doing it, what are they doing and how are they doing it? And, how do I do the same thing? And that's where systems came in there. It was the shortcut. It was the shortcut to do that. Because there's no such thing as a touch button, software that does everything for you and you do absolutely zero. The truth of the matter is that you can be the operator of it. You can actually just initiate the start of a chain of events that you can set up with online marketing. And you need certain things to be able to do that. And that's what, this is all about. So if you want to get, I've actually got this all in a book. I'm going to recap for you real quick and then I'm going to end the scope because I think I've babbled on for long enough. It's the 5 key elements to making it big with your home business, network marketing, and direct sales business. And number 1 was unlocking the secrets of sponsoring and selling. Number 2 was mastering your inner game of beliefs and your attitude. Your attitude is projecting outwards, and what you're projecting outwards, you're attracting to you. So if you're attracting the wrong people, it's because your attitude's got to change. And there's no other way of saying it. And I realized it because I got out of my own way, and I realized that my attitude was attracting the wrong things. And when I started changing it, the right people came into my life. Number 3, follow a proven system to build rapport fast. And that's what you can do online. Number 4 is uncover and connect with core desires of what people really want. And number 5 is paint your vision, your future vision, and commit to it and pursue it relentlessly. If you want to get this book and you want to work with us, you want to actually learn a little bit more, if you want to get a peek inside, that little man icon right there, tap on him, go to my profile, there will be a URL in there, click on it, put your information in, and go watch the video. It's that simple. Follow what they tell you to do. You're going to get this report. It's a 12-page or 13-page report. It's a PDF, and it outlines this stuff in detail. It's all about the top, the 5 key elements to making it big. You can get it absolutely free. I'll email it as soon as you put your information in. And once you're there, you'll be able to see how you can work with us, how we can actually help you over the next 90 days produce a result that's just going to blow you away. Okay? So that is it, my friends. I'll just do a little close out here so you can actually see this and see what you're getting. And I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, all the Play viewers. Thank you for watching this. But go and grab your book. This is the thing right here. You'll get the PDF link. As soon as you opt in, just tap on the little man icon. Jump over and put your information in. You'll get this PDF. And it's got all these things that we talked about right in here. So you'll be able to see everything that we talked about right here. And you'll have a nice little PDF to get that. So appreciate you guys.